Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the stream here. My name, of course, is Robbie, and we're going to be back in Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 today. Today we're going to be playing the Six Flags maps. We're doing at least Magic Mountain today, and we might, if we didn't like last time, we will actually be doing the. We'll also do Six Flags Over Texas as well, but we'll see how we go today. So let's get the game on over here. So I already have the game pulled up here, and I just paused the game for now. Just kind of read over the objectives. So this one's a little bit different from the ones we've done originally. This one we need to repay our loan and achieve a park value of at least $700,000. No time limit or anything like that, which is awesome. There's no rating limit, which is also awesome. So yeah, let's get in the park here, and we'll go ahead and unpause the game and let the game start going. Had a few audio issues, so if you guys see anything out there that the volume is a little off, just let me know in the chat. I'll try to get that fixed as fast as I can. First thing we want to do is go to the information kiosk and turn the umbrella price up to $20, because that's always a good thing to do. Let's see here. Let's see what we got shops install wise. I did take a look at this, kind of an overview of the park before we started today, just to see what we had going on. So it's a pretty big park, and actually pretty well filled out already. If we zoom out here, you can kind of see how this park's already laid out. Quite a few different coasters, quite a few different rides around. There is some empty space towards the back here that is relatively open, and some up here that we could probably start with. So I think, after taking a couple looks around, this might not be a bad area to start out in, with some gentle rides and maybe some really smaller thrill rides. And then when we start working our way towards the back of the park, I'm thinking here might be a good place for a coaster, maybe two coasters in here. A third coaster might be great in here. And then kind of working our way around. This middle section I think is maybe lacking just a little bit. It does seem like there's a lot of trees and stuff like that, so maybe some in here we might build another coaster or some sort of track ride, something like that. So yeah, I think things are looking great so far. I'm making sure everything's open right now, because some of these parks don't open automatically, but looks like everything is going to be okay here. So let's go over, so let's start over here, and let's see what kind of rides we got. We'll go ahead and bump up our, start with just the gentle and thrill rides. Let's see what kind of small rides we got. So we actually have quite a few of them, and it looks like we got a merry-go-round, haunted house. I'm trying to think what we have so far, because apparently there is a disadvantage of having multiple things in a park at once. But I didn't see any bumper cars, so let's go ahead and put in those. We'll start building like a small midway here. Just right in here. Right here. Let's leave the coaster a little bit of breathing room here, and we'll put the path there. Put our entrance next on the side, and then we'll run the path through this fencing here. Let's go ahead and run it down this way. And we'll make a little loop here that loops back to the path probably over here, because the antique cars is probably a good idea for a nice gentle area. So that's not a bad thing to have here. I think that's one of the reasons I picked this area to start with. So let's go in there. What did I do here? Alright, hold on. I think I see what I did. There, there, and then over and across. There we go. Now this is charge per, no, okay, so it's a charge for an entrance fee. How much of an entry fee do we got? 45 bucks right now. That's not too bad. We might be able to probably get a little bit higher, but with all the coasters we have currently, but I'm not too fussed about that at this moment. Go ahead and wind our path. Let's cut it back here. The saucers really don't need that much of a queue path for there. We've already got one of those. Man, they have like little Indy cars for the car ride. That'd be kind of neat. But it looks like I kind of like the old timey ones too. That's kind of nice. Do we put a miniature? Maybe put a helicopter ride back here. I used actually the treetop choppers in another park that I just played off stream, and I really kind of liked how that was with all the pathing and everything. So I think this actually might not be a bad to put down in this corner maybe. Rotate it just a little bit so it fits a little bit better down this corner. So it's a little bit bigger than I was hoping. Maybe this might be the best option, just to, so it doesn't take up too much room. But I don't know, I like how it's all laid out here with all the pathing and all the trees and everything. So I'll add some benches as well. We'll go ahead and build the path down to it. There and there. And then we will continue the path out this way. And then let's put some benches, stuff like that down. Well, since we're there, we'll choose. We can go with normal benches. There. And put just around here. Make a nice sitting area around the gardens here. We might be able to put a few shops and stalls too around here, just to give people something to do down here. Let's go ahead and put our lights and our trash bins and benches in. So we'll start down here. And trash cans. We'll we'll do 2 spaces today, because why not? I've been kind of just playing around with those to see how it looks. Because you run them all together, it looks really crowded. But you know, you keep them too far apart, and then you don't have enough trash cans and benches in your park. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do 2 more. Do there and there. Put some benches down there and there, and some trash cans. All right. So that's all well and good now. Do we want to maybe build? Let's see what else we got going on. So we're getting the monster truck ride here shortly. I'm wondering if like a small, like either like a Wild Mouse or maybe like a junior coaster yet. It doesn't look like it. What maybe do? Maybe do something like that might be kind of nice back here. Nothing too crazy. But I mean, I'm kind of in the mood to build something kind of custom. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll start out here. We'll just have it turn. Or do we want to go up and turn? That's not what I meant. Do a nice. I can't do that quite. We'll go up a little bit, and we'll continue going up. We'll go about 40. And we'll go 40 feet, and then we'll have it drop. Nothing. I don't think there's anything special about these rides, so it's kind of just doing airtime hills, things like that. Special. We can do helixes too, so that's not too bad. We'll come down here. We'll do a nice loop around. You know what? We'll go back up and do a loop. Up and turn. That's what I was looking to do. Level it back out. Drop it down. Do a nice bunny hop hill here. And then we'll roll. We'll go outside the coaster down in here. I'd like to do. Well, that's perfect. It's cool. Go up again. We'll do it up to 15 feet. Back down. It's another idea, but I don't think this will work quite well for this park. The idea was there's a coaster at the park I used to work at called the Great Pumpkin Coaster, and it's literally a 30-second ride, but it does 3 laps. So it's a little kiddie coaster, which might work for something like this area, but I think, you know what? Let's try it, because I want to try something a little bit different with this park, and since we have no time limit or anything, I want to try to just, try something a little bit different. So we'll start it out here, very small station. We'll go up like 10 foot, maybe, and then can I even do a drop turn? We can't. So let's go up a little bit more so we can do a dropping turn. How tall do I? So I can do it there. Then I have to turn it again. I can do that, and then do a bunny hop hill. another smaller bunny hop hill. And then, you know, I'm trying to contemplate. I like this design. I want to go out one more so that I leave some room here so I can put some trees and bushes. Make it look a little bit nicer. Down, we'll turn it, level it out, turn it again. And then we'll go down, up to, level out, down to, level it out, up, and then, ooh. That didn't really help us at all, did it? I did something else different. Let's see here. We won't maybe go down all the way there, and then we can always. Let's see. I know this is one of the things where I'm contemplating what I want to do exactly. So let's actually from here we'll go up to level it off, down to down 3, and then up. Well, I might just have to live with that, and since it's do a station platform there. So really, that's all I want. I realize I didn't put a chain hill here, so let's go ahead and fix that. Let's go back up with a chain this time, and there we go. Yeah, it's something like super small. Nothing really special about these. These are really just like a kiddie coaster or something like that. Something you might take, you know, you're not a maybe like a 2 or 3 year old on. Let's see here, 10. I don't think we need. Let's cut it down to 5 cars. We'll only do 1 train. Continuous circuit mode. I'd actually like to do. We'll do 2 circuits. Let's see how that works out. I can even make this a smaller train. Still might do a smaller train here. Yeah, I think that works. Nothing fancy. And then what I'll do is I'm going to run a path. I already had the paths out. I'll run a path through here. And just kind of diagonally make it through here. Just so that we still have our loop. And draw this out. So we still have our loop, and we have a way to get back from this ride. I think I can stake that back through there. Then I can dress this up a little bit just to make it look a little bit nicer. And yeah, I think that's a great little ride. I'll call it the Bunny Hopper because that's what the hills are called. Bunny Hopper. And there we go. We got our first custom coaster in. And deliberately it's a little bit smaller than normal, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and put just some decorations around because I think this ride kind of deserves a little bit of just a few small scenery items. So put some shrubbery up. See, I've never been I was never very good at doing scenery work in this game. Now with Planet Coaster and stuff like that, I got a little bit better with it, but I don't know. It seemed like it was a bit tedious for what I got out of it, so I never really got good with it. So I'm still iffy with it at best. So we'll do something like that. We'll hedge that in, and we'll hedge off this side here. And then we might do a small station building. See what we got. There we go. And then, so theming wise, let's see what we got. Got the mine theme again. Kind of neat if we had like a circus theme. It looked like I have a small tent over it. Just something kind of small, like a traveling coaster. Might be kind of interesting. Something like that. That might work. All right, hold on. Let's do the poles up here. Gotta remove the hedges that I just placed down. And we'll do something like that. And then we can just put do something like this over top of it. Yeah, I like that. And then what we can do is actually make the entrance actually a little more themed. Think of the it's in here. Canvas, yeah, there we go. And then, can we paint this at all? What's that do? Color theme. I don't know what that is. I'd like to make some of this red if I could. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Yeah, I think maybe red and yellow might be a pretty cool theme idea for this ride. That's up there. That looks. I think that looks. Man, that's probably one of the. I know I've built better coasters, like just more thrilling coasters, but I think scenery-wise, I think this is starting to become a favorite of mine. I wish I could actually color the tents though. I don't know if I can or not. We'll just put on a few small flowers, stuff like that around. Nothing crazy, but you know, something to be kind of interested to see on the ride. Put some maybe along here. Yeah, I think I like that, and then we'll put the same on the other side here. Can we do those in yellow and red as well? I bet you we can. If I can figure out how to do this. Maybe not. Alright, well, never mind then. We can, oh, there's yellow and red flowers here. Let's go ahead and get rid of the, nope, I didn't want to get rid of the flower beds here. And we'll do this, we'll get a little bit brighter red. I didn't know you could do that. What? Oh, this is just... Alright, so I didn't know that was a feature. So it just looks like just plunking down like random forests and stuff like that. But I think with a few additional ones, and maybe some of the smaller ones here, we can actually make it look like a really nice... yeah, that's really nice. I like it. I know I can't complete half the sentences I'm talking about, but... no, I think that is a great little coaster. It's, you know, it's starting to fit in a little bit better. So yeah, I rather like that. So I think we move on to our next thing, or let's place down our path stuff. So we'll place down those two. Get some benches in here. And our trash cans. We'll put the light at the exit here. There, and some trash cans. Now, something interesting I learned yesterday is how awards work in this game. I never knew how they work, because every once in a while you'll see it pop up on the bottom of the screen here under the news. It'll say, hey, you've won this award. I'm like, that's great. How in the world did I qualify for that award, or how, you know, what happened? How the game works is that every month it randomly chooses a new award. And you know, there's 12 positive ones and 5 negative ones, I think there is. And how it works is every month it automatically or randomly picks one of those awards for you to get. Anything from the best food, best roller coasters, best custom rides, all the way up to, or all the way through like best toilets and best scenery. And also the negative ones are like the, you know, most underrated park, or most overrated park, most expensive park, things like that. And so really it's kind of a random. If you essentially what happens is if you're qualified to get the award at the very beginning of the month and it's selected, it'll automatically give you the award. So that's how that works. So, you know, it's kind of interesting. I didn't know that until yesterday, because you know, it's something you don't think about very often. So, but still, it's pretty neat. So we got all that taken care of. I like how this area is turning out a little bit. Let's see what other the last ride we got was a magic carpet. Not I really don't want to build my own ghost train because that's a lot. You know, that's you have to build a lot of inside work, stuff like that. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of them. So, what else? Build a monster truck place. We do have the mega trucks here that we've built before. do we want to do maybe another? I know I said earlier that building a second car ride is usually not the best. However, we do have like a if I'm not mistaken, we do have the like race cars. So let's turn this. And we'll do another quick turn here. Just as I want to see what kind of car rides or cars we do have. So we have the racing cars. That's what I was wondering about. So those are +3. Anything else? No. So the sport or the racing cars do a +3. So you know what? Let's go ahead and do another custom ride. Funny enough, we're going to do a ride that, or maybe base it off a ride that I really liked as a kid. We're going to try to do a kind of an imitation of the Tomorrowland Indy Speedway at the Magic Kingdom. Growing up, that was still one of my favorite rides, and I mean it's been through quite a few changes recently with the new construction of the Tron coaster. But something like that might be kind of fun to have in this park. So I'm not going to try to base it on anything. However, or base it on that ride. However, I think getting an idea of how it works, or getting an idea of that ride with the race car vehicles, stuff like that, I think might be kind of fun. We'll go up 10 foot here, turn it straight over, start going down like that, and turn. And we'll build a little tunnel here. Let's rotate the camera around so we can see what we're doing. And then, how do I want to finish this? A spinning tunnel. That's about. Maybe right here we can do a spinning tunnel. Just help with the whole tunnel idea. We can see where. All right. The fixing thing is starting to bug me, so it looks like he's getting over there, so that's okay. We'll do this, and maybe we'll do just some back and forth like this. Helps it, since we can't really build diagonal with these, it makes it look like we can at least go somewhat diagonal. We'll do a station platform there and there. All right, so what we'll do, we'll place our exit somewhere in the middle, maybe here. And then we'll do our entrance over here. Or maybe right there. So what I'll do is very similar to the that's a little too much on the old cars there. What I'll do is I'll base it like how they do the ones at Disney. Is I will actually build the queue path over the ride. Or at least the ride station, so it would be come out, up, over, across, and maybe fill in this area with the queue. So I think that works. 14 vehicles I think should be plenty. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and close it just until we're ready. Do some of this. This is what I meant by doing the overpass here. We'll come down, and I think we might just fill it like that, and then we can do a little more theming because I'm in kind of a creative mood today, so we'll do some theming around here as well. I was hoping in the Six Flag pack they would actually have some like flags, so we can use them as racing flags, but it doesn't look like they do, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. Let's see, we'll throw up just some. Let's go ahead and paint the ground first because I think that it could maybe be a little bit better. Put this a nice gray color. It's a racing surface here. I'll just kind of go along here. Just kind of curve it around there. Right. And then we'll do just some dirt grass mixture here. There we go. I think that looks a little bit better. It's Odi Lote. Thanks for the follow there. I do appreciate it. Thanks for coming out as well. Right now we're just kind of a little bit building in Roller Coaster Tycoon. Built the first car ride. I think I might call it the Six Flags Speedway because it seems like a great name. Six Flags Speedway. I spelled Speed Day. So Speedway. There we go. Let's go ahead. And bushes, might be some smaller bushes around here. I'm not going to do two huge trees in the middle of it. So if you look at Tomorrowland, their trees they do have a few trees in the middle of the ride, but they're not massive. So something like this, I'm just hoping maybe they have something like a little bit on the smaller end. Maybe something like that. That's a little bit better. And then it's a little bit bigger trees here. So for some reason, the Orient Express 2 has not been fixed yet. And I'm going to have to go, after we look at this, we'll get it sorted. And then we'll just throw up some regular, a lot of people nickname it. It's essentially just it's nicknamed what they call it. Don't die fencing. Essentially, it's just fencing around a ride that they help keep people from restricted areas. So let me go ahead. It looks like we're having some mechanic issues. So I'm going to place one. Hopefully he can take care of this area. That might be what's happening over on the Orient Express. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that here momentarily once we get this right up. So, but yeah, if you ever go to an amusement park, if you look, they usually around, especially the big roller coasters, they'll have this fencing around it. Usually just chain link. Sometimes it can be kind of in the scenery too, if it fits in there. But essentially, it's just fencing to help keep people out of places that they're not supposed to be in. Now it's a little bit different for employees. When I worked for Cedar Fair in food service, we actually had a stand that in one of our bigger coasters, the first drop was actually over our stand. And when that happened, because of that, we actually had a line in our back area. So what would happen is we couldn't go across this line to get in, or there's a storeroom that we had back there. So we could walk along this line to get to our storeroom, but we couldn't actually cross this line without permission from the rides department. So yeah, there's some really odd rules for employees like that. But yeah, most of the time it's just usually a fence like this. Chain link, sometimes they incorporate it, so it's smart to have. And in this game, it doesn't do anything, but it looks nice. Same with Planet Coaster, doesn't really do anything, but it still looks nice. Just kind of helps segment some rides off, especially ones like the Bunny Hopper, where it can get a little where it actually is a coaster, and if you get hit by it, it would probably hurt quite a bit. All right, why is he not fixing this ride? I think I finally got the right square in there, so he should be able to. Yep, there he goes. All right, let's go. Let's pause on this area. Let's go see why the Orient Express is. All right, so I got an award there. So I got the park with the best coasters. So that's just kind of one of those random things that will pop up. That this month just happened to be coasters. So that's awesome, though. So let's see here. Wonder what mechanic is assigned to this area. This is the one thing I don't really like about starting with parks that have already been built like this. When I start my own park, I kind of know what mechanics where. I can figure out. All right, so this guy looks. Where is he at? He's down here. He might be stuck. Let's just help him out here a bit, because since he's the only one assigned to this area, he should still be the only one to get the radio call. There he goes. So hopefully that'll be fixed here shortly. But yeah, it's like if you build your own park, you kind of know where everything is. You know where where you've put your staff at and stuff like that. So it might just take a minute for me to orient myself with this and things like that. But so I think we can I might still build the tunnel for that one, for that car ride. And then we'll move on just down here. Might do some smaller general rides, or maybe a smaller thrill ride. Because even in like kids' lands, they have smaller thrill rides. That's maybe not meant for like adults, but like the park I used to work at, they have a couple, like 2 or 3 coasters. They have something similar to a twister, but you actually lay down on it, which I thought was kind of a neat idea. I used to have to walk past the one quite a bit to get to my stand, so I walked through Kiddieland quite a bit. Let's see here. The launch freefall is not a bad idea, since I'm pretty sure it has a drop feature as well. So we'll only make, I don't know, I didn't see it. It automatically times it out, so I'm not 100% sure what it said. Sorry about that. If it's not foul, I might have to look at the model a little bit better. I just set it up to kind of as a default feature, so I'll have to look at that later. But thanks for letting me know. I'll take a look at that here after the stream. Yes, they actually do a downward launch. I want to see what this does because I've never really used it in this mode. So you know, I figured since we're trying new things in the stream, we'll see what it does. Goes up. That's not good. Ooh dear. Did we kill anybody? Doesn't look like we killed anybody. Alright, so situation normal. I don't know why it did that though. That was really odd. It went from a downwards launch, all of a sudden it just shot back up. That was really weird. Alright. I'm not really sure what to do about that. Maybe just make it a little bit bigger. Okay, yeah, that's what I figured. I was trying to keep it a little bit smaller to make it like a kiddie ride, but I'll try it with this again. Yeah, I know it launches down, but it launched itself back upwards too. That's why I was kind of confused. All right, that works. Well, let's go ahead and open it up. Except we had something similar to that, and that's why I thought, oh, that might be kind of cool to have. Ours was called the Kite-Eating Tree, because all of our kiddie land was based on Charlie Brown, so it was kind of neat. So we'll go ahead, that'll be a decent one over here. Unfortunately, I still think it's a throw ride, so everybody will open the staff interface. Hold on. The staff interface open. Alright, for some reason, it's not liking something you say. That's really weird. It might be a little too strict on what it blocks there. I don't know. I saw how there's a footpath indication here, so I can see where, like, mechanics are, something like that. So I might have to look at that, and that might be what you're talking about. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, it's like I'm starting to get this, the blue foot icon. Yeah, so yeah, it shows. It shows the nearest staff member. Where would be the nearest staff member around here? Around here. I figured it would highlight them at least a little bit better, but yeah, I guess that. Alright, well, that at least is a bit of a help, so I do appreciate the help there. Alright, so let's go ahead and build a few more rides down in here. Then click on the gray. Alright. The gray. Oh! Well, that's pretty neat. Okay, that makes more sense. Thank you for that tip. I do appreciate it. Yeah, I just didn't know that. Yeah, no, I think I got this one. Yeah, it looks like if you... So what Oli Lillette, I'm not sure 100% how to pronounce that. What he's saying is if you go in here, click the footpath button, and then click the actual patrol route, it'll tell you what it'll tell you what person's assigned to it or which one's the closest. So that is pretty neat. I used to play a lot of Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, but this is open RCT2, so there's a couple of differences in them, which are fine. You know, they're nice to have a few different things like that. Then there's quite a few things I like in open RCT2 that they didn't have in the original ones, so I'm kind of happy about that. And I'm thinking maybe over here we do a small log flume. Nothing massive or anything. I know there's already, I think, 2 in the park, so this will be number 3. But I kind of like, I think this will work well for this area. So we'll go ahead and start doing one. Remember, nothing crazy. On my photo, reverse or turntable. We might do something like that. Have a turnaround in the middle of it. And then we'll you know, let's go something like this. Level it off, and then we'll turn it. I think I want to do this because unfortunately you can't do tight turns with this one. You down to level it off, down to level it off, and turn, and then go down to level it off again. We'll do the photo section there, and then we can just bring it back. Something like this. Nothing special, but so, you know, kind of fun, I think. And then we'll do this here. I want to test it first just to make sure that that's a way too many cars. Let's go down to about 10. Test that one. That's still a lot of cars, but I think that's a little bit better. Let's speed it up too, so that just that we don't have to wait forever and a day for this to work. There we go. We'll see how this goes. And one last fall. Yeah, I think that's okay. You know, it's nothing massive, nothing really to write home about, but you know, I think for what the small area we're doing here, I think it's going to work. Speed them up through here to see what we got. Yeah, that's what I figured. So, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and open this up. And since we're running a little low on money, I'm going to go see what our entrance fees could be. And then we'll go ahead and adjust those. And I'll show you how I usually do it anyways. We'll go ahead and I'm kind of all over the place today for some reason. But let's go ahead and finish off this area first. We're just going to put a couple trash cans down, a couple lights. Really, we've kind of filled this up pretty quick already. So we'll go ahead and trash cans there. And I would say this area is pretty much done. We could do a little scenery around here, but I'm not that fussed about it. Love the 2 custom rides we've done, especially the bunny hopper. I don't, you know, that just kind of, I love how it looks and everything like that. So, yeah, that's pretty neat. So yeah, if anyone's curious how I do entrance fees, the way I was kind of shown is kind of wait here by the entrance for a bit, and then see when the guests start spawning. So you'll see a couple people here. Go look at how much they're carrying on them. So right now, $85 is pretty expensive, which is pretty a good amount there. $75. Essentially, they'll come out with 4 prices. So it looks like 65 is right now the lowest, and 95. So we know the 4 prices we have right now are 65, 75, 85, and 95. So those are the 4 prices they're going to spawn with. So the lowest we can actually have and still have everybody in this park is $65. So we can, that's kind of our low end. So we're only charging 45 right now. So we'll go ahead and we'll go up to 50 since we could probably go a little bit more with the throw rides. But you know, I'm okay with that. But because of that, we will want an ATM machine at the very front of the park here. So right when they come in, they realize they spent their money, they need to get more money, so they'll go and go get money from there so they can spend it in the park. Looks like they already have one here, but I'll put one a little bit closer. Cool. All right, so there is that part done. I'm noticing there's a lot of litter around here. So what I want to do, I'll hire another handyman just for here. And we'll just go ahead and do this main path here. Have him snake up through here and in front of a log jammer. Now, when I originally played this game, I never thought this was kind of, I figured, it was just best to let the handyman roam around to different areas to cover, and I thought it would just be easier. But as I got older, when I actually started working with the amusement park, and I would go over and talk to what we called park services, they actually have a planned route for everybody in that park. So if you ever walk into a Cedar Fair park and see somebody changing trash or cleaning up litter or something like that, they're assigned to that route from when they start their shift. So they know those routes pretty well, which I thought was kind of interesting. We are running a little low on money here, but I'm not that concerned quite yet. We do have a $50,000 loan, which it's only cost us about $300 a month. But we've been doing a lot of construction here lately, so let's go ahead and we'll speed up some time here. What I want to try to do is actually get some advertisement going for the park, just so that we can try to get a few more people in here, and there's a lot of things we're breaking down to. We can get more people in the park here, so we can get a little bit of cash influx, as well as trying to get some lobster. I thought just try to get more people in, so we know where we need things. So, like over here, a lot of people. Let's see, we got a lot of people probably need bathrooms. So we probably need to put some bathrooms in, maybe some more restaurants, and maybe some better pathing. It looks like around here where these people are at. It's very possible though that they're at the exits of a ride, especially around those. Since there's a couple rides here, like let's see, I'll show you one here, like this right here, an escape track. There's also a wooden dueling coaster. Those actually can get rather crowded on the exit path because there's two rides exiting at once. So that can be a bit of a pain. Let's see, I'm going to do this. Do here. So he is on his way. Not 100% sure if he knows where he's going though. So let's give him a little help here. We'll put him outside there. Still hasn't been fixed. All right. Well, while we were working on that one little area, the rest of the park was falling apart, it seems like. So let's work on that a little bit. Let's see if we can take out any more loan. We can a little bit, and I'd rather not take out a loan just to advertise, but it will help with the money situation. Let's see here. Do a voucher for free food, and like this will only cost us $1,800, but this should get a lot more people in the park. Next ones are actually kind of a little more, expensive, but they can work pretty well as well. We'll do an advertisement for the bunny hopper because I feel like since it was my coaster, that was kind of the big one. So hopefully, we can always raise the entrance price a little bit as well. And we'll do $60. And hopefully we can keep that up. Let's see here. Towards our goal, we're already at a park value of $648,000. We only have to be at $700,000. So we are almost there already. Unfortunately, we do have to pay off that loan, that is probably what's going to take forever. I just noticed there's a gift shop here. That's awesome. Yeah, that's probably what's going to take a while for us to do is actually just paying off that loan. But I think park value won't be the hard part to get accomplished. So now, since we've got that area filled in, and I think I'm happy with how it looks so far, let's move on to another area. This is not a bad one. We could put something, maybe some throw rides in here, since really the only thing over here is the entrance to X. Because Viper is the entrance over here. It might not be bad to help pull some people over here to put some throw rides in here. I know we got the Magic Carpet. and a roto drop in Enterprise. That might be a good couple, couple rides to put in here, just to help with try to ease the crowds in another area. So it looks like they have red queue paths here, so we'll go ahead and switch over to the red path over here as well. Just kind of keep it consistent. Sometimes these paths are a little finicky. Just go ahead and wrap it around there. We'll do red queue path and red path there. This also might not be a bad area just for some food stands. There's there's two up here, but something around here might be kind of nice to raise prices as well. It might not be bad to have some like a dedicated food area here. Then we can assign a couple of handymans to make sure that the area keeps clean. I've done that in a couple of the other parks we've done on stream here, and it seems to work out pretty well. Go ahead and also look at price-wise, make sure we're charging enough for everything. A lot of times you can raise prices like this and have no issues. We'll go ahead and raise that to $1.50. Then a pizza stall. Let's see here. We'll go up to $2 on that. Seafood. Seafood's actually one of the more expensive things in this game. Because even at $2, you're only making 90 cents an hour on them. So that kind of stinks. Smoothies, etc. We'll go ahead and make that $1.50. Souvenir stalls. We'll keep that the same price because I already have the umbrellas. Because you look here, umbrellas make almost $4,000 an hour, which is crazy for just for something that that you can get from just something to buy. Let's see, t-shirt stalls here. We'll make them $3.50. All right, and then information kiosks and restrooms. I'm not going to charge for them because I'm not a cruel person, and information kiosks is all already done. So that's all taken care of. So we've got it going on over here. All right. All right. We got the magic carpet in. We'll put the roto drop in. I'm trying to think how I want to do this. I can put the food stands over here, and I 2 or 3 lines here. So I'll put the roto drop right in here. Make it 120 feet tall. And then we'll do that and that. Open this one up. Then we'll snake this path around here. There we go. The roto drop going. I noticed there's not really any lights or anything over here, so let's go ahead and take care of that while we have some money. There. 2 benches. Trash can. I've also noticed there's some litter going on here. Lights. Benches. Trash can. Lights. Benches. And trash can. We'll do some benches around here just to make it look nice. Do lights, benches, and the trash can. We'll leave that rest of that open. All right. So that's taken care of. Let's go ahead and we'll put our third throw right over here. You know what? I'm going to put it over here just to allow the rides to have a little bit more room in between each one of them. So I think that'll work out great. Let's see here. Something like that. Or that queue path there. Alright, so I think ride-wise, I might not do much else in this area. But I think, here's what we're going to do. We're going to clear some trees out here. And we're going to build a nice food area here. I think, I don't see... There might be something in there. Since this is right near the entrance to the park, we can even run a path here and here so that we actually have a couple entrances to this place. Let's see here, and we'll leave space, we'll put it there. We'll start the line there. we'll just go down here. First one will be a burger bar. We already have prices set up, so we can just open them, hopefully. Got candy. Oh, we didn't have one of those in the park yet. Donut shop. Donut's already done. Want some more want some more path here. I think we'll stop at about here, and then we'll do something we've done in the previous couple episodes. We'll go ahead and put a fence up here. Now what this will do, I'm not going to keep it there, but this allows, we'll note that last one, this allows me to build a path here when I actually go through and clear the scenery. It still allows this to have this little strip here so that we can put benches and trash cans, things like that, along that path. I saw that in somebody's video, and I don't remember who it was. And then I saw it in, there was a park, I think it was the first Six Flags park we did on the stream. They actually had that, did the same thing in their park. So I think oh, look at that, Best Gentle Rides. I don't think that's the first time I've gotten that one. Yeah, it's a good little tip especially if you want to build a small food area like this. I think it's a great thing to do. So yeah, let's look at keep going here with the shops and stalls. I probably won't put anything like the merchandise stalls or anything like that, just because I think that they're better suited for other areas. Put the seafood stall in. Hopefully this, essentially what I like to do is at the minimum, I want to have my shops and stalls cover my worker costs. That's essentially all I like to do, which, you know, it helps pretty well. It's not perfect most of the time, but usually it's close enough that you know, entrance fees, stuff like that, take over the rest of it. Let's see here. Do a coffee shop. There's that. Let's see if there's anything else we're missing here. Doesn't look like, we'll put a restroom down here too, just so that people have, you know, somewhere to go. Let's see. We'll go ahead and we'll go and alternate benches and trash cans. Put there, and then turn the camera so I can see what I'm doing. There, and there. We'll put trash cans along here. And we'll also do it along here as well, just so that we can try to keep the litter and stuff like that inside this area and not have to worry about the rest of it. I'm also going to assign a handyman over here because this area tends to get very dirty very quickly. So we'll go ahead and just assign him there. We'll go out just outside there, and we'll do this path as well. So that's all he's going to cover. It seems like a kind of excessive just for one person, but you know, that's okay. I think it's well worth what we're paying him to actually clean up this area, because it usually gets kind of dirty pretty quick. So we got that taken care of. Not a huge fan of this area as I was the last one. Maybe if we put a few trees down, not a whole lot, because this looks a little more, you know, palm tree-ish. And with the magic carpet there, it might be kind of fun to just put some palm trees down. Some just nice small trees, nothing too fancy here. Palm trees down. Still not 100% sure. I'm a big fan of that, so, but that's okay. We can always move on to another area. I think this area works. We're gaining a lot of guests. We're not losing as much money as we were every month. We actually made a lot of money last month. So right now we're kind of saving up to make sure we can still do some advertising when these are up. So, and let's see what else can we do here. I don't know what else we can do much else in here. Because if you look here, so our park value is kind of hovering right where we need it to hover. Maybe a little bit higher here. I think we just continue with the research like we have it now. Alright. Maybe a motion simulator might not be a bad thing for here. But what I'll do is I'll set it over here. And then, so we're kind of separating from this part here. We'll have it come out to this path here. Open it up. Hit the wrong button. There we go. Now these motion simulators for some reason are just incredibly popular. So we'll go ahead and snake the path around as much as we can. And I think at this point we can charge the $65 with no problem. I think we have enough rides here. We have enough stuff in the park that people won't complain about prices right now. It seems like we're in a little bit better spot now than we were too. So I'm happy about that. We're making plenty of money now. I think more of, if you look here, 781. This is just for shop sales and food and drink sales. You can see right when we hit that, when we built that big area, it went up by about $300. And shop sales, you can tell it rained in September because we had $2,000, and that's usually because of the umbrella sales. That for some reason, when it rains, they'll pay any price for an umbrella. So if you can charge the max in the game is $20. So if you have, if you can charge that much, great. Or if you charge that much, they won't buy it when it's not raining. However, when it does start rain, they'll run and grab an umbrella. So, got that all taken care of. Take a drink here. All right. What next could we work on? That's kind of what I'm kind of a little bit of a loss, because this park, in all honesty, is actually pretty well developed when you first get it. There's only those few. That monorail's just pulling in with his doors open. I don't know if that's safe or not. Anyways, this park is really well developed when you first get it. So the fact that you're still trying to add on to it, it's a bit difficult in some ways, because it's like you're trying to cram things in. Now this area was really nice, and we kind of got lucky with that. But like you can build rides up in here, but you're worried. I'm worried about trying to build on this slope here. It'd be kind of a pain in the butt to do. And then we have this area back here. Now that we're not as concerned with money, it may not be bad to put a bigger coaster back here, because we did just get we got the Giga coasters, but we did get the Steel Twister, which is a good coaster to have. That might be a good one to add. At least that one goes upside down, so we can try some different things. So I'm waiting on that, and that's why I'm kind of iffy on whether I want to. Let's speed up. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to speed up time just a little bit. Let's run off those 4 weeks so that we know we have enough money to re-advertise, so we can keep our money coming in. At the same time, then once we get that advertisement done, we'll go ahead and build a new coaster. We'll probably build a Steel Twister. Just to help with the park value and things like that. I know a lot of rides are breaking down, and they still haven't been fixed. I really think it's just because how they have the mechanics laid out. They have one mechanic for about 13 or 14 sections, or 13 or 14 rides, which isn't really the best. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hire just maybe 3 more. I know that's going to take a little bit of a toll on how much we're paying everybody, but hopefully that'll help alleviate, especially with mechanics that have a bunch of rides under their belt. They can at least have something. They may have to walk out quite a ways to get to what ride they're going to be fixing, but it might be worth it at least not to have as many messages pop up. go. Free food or drink, since we have the new food area. Might be kind of nice. And then we'll do, just for a particular ride, we'll do Goliath. Yeah, Goliath's here, so we'll do that. And there we go. And so that should help at least keep some money going. Our ratings kind of dropped a little bit to about 700. That's just because we haven't been building rides in the past month. So we can figure out, though. We can get back up. We just got to build another coaster. We'll go ahead and start building one here. I think maybe at the exit of this ride here, or this path here, we'll build it just kind of along this. We'll have it exit out and have the entrance and exit there, but we'll build it along here as well. Go ahead and we'll drop it out of the station. I think we could, you know what? We'll have it go straight, or we'll just have it go up from here. Can we do this one? We can do launch lift hill, which might be kind of fun to do. And then maybe do. I think last time we actually did a loop at the, or a half loop at the top. You know what? What we'll do is we'll do a vertical loop. I don't know if this is going to work at all, but we're going to try this. Bring it down to here. Let's go one down. Let's go all the way to the ground there. Level it out. And this looks like it has all the inversions in the game, so that's pretty good. We'll do a photo section just to help sell some more, or to get a little bit more money here. We'll have him. It's kind of the part where, if I don't really have an idea for a coaster, sometimes it can get a little iffy on what I want to do. I think here, though, so I want to do an inversion here, do a half loop, into a corkscrew left. We'll do a corkscrew to the left again. Nope, sorry, do a corkscrew right, and then do a half loop. So instead of having an S-bend here, we actually have a little bit more of inversions. I kind of like that. Usually I'll do it as a cut back element, so it'll be up, it'll cut back this way, so kind of do a half roll and then a loop. So you'd be going back this way. It's just kind of a way you can do it, have inversions and do a U-turn as well. Let's see here. Barrel roll might be kind of fun to do here, just along the ground. And then we'll have him turn and go up. That's not what I do. Up and then turn. Level this out. I might drop this. I might just just very quickly complete the ride just so that we can see if this ride's even going to work first. I really want to build, let's see, we'll do block brakes. Block brakes there, and then we'll do regular brakes. Oop, that's a booster. Brakes. Oop, that's a... Might have to move that first aid station. Problem is, even if I move that first aid station, which I can do, that's no big deal. Close it, we'll construction, bulldoze, do that. Might have to do, I'm going to turn it no matter what here, and put the brakes here. And then we should be able to come over top here, turn it. Oh, it's too tall. That out, and we'll turn it. Go back straight. All right. So here's essentially what we're going to do is we're going to just test this real quick to make sure this ride actually works. I'm not sure if it will or not, but we'll give it a try here. And if not, we can always edit it a little bit as well. Seems like it's got a decent enough speed, but I'm afraid that might be a little too quick for what we got. So let's go back to it and see what we got. But I like the power launch. The only other issue with power launching it, though, is that it's not considered a block break at that section. So we'll have to at least do we'll probably put a block break back here, and then we'll keep one there, and then the station will be our third one. So, yeah, the intensity rating is kind of high, because I think it's just getting faster and faster through the ride. I don't know. Let's see here. Still think we might need to slow it down a bit. So what we'll do, let's close the ride, close it, and then at the very top here, I'm going to cut out just 2 sections of it, just to slow it down a little bit, and then I think the rest of the ride, I think we'll be okay. So we know it makes it, which is the good thing, and then we'll do block breaks here, just so that we have 1, 2, probably 3 block sections that we can use. And I think we're going to continue going up when we do this. Just up. And I don't want to go too up too fast. Because my idea is I want to build a, I'll have a loop and then, or the idea I have in mind right now is I want to loop this ride. I want to either go under the path here or over it. Use a little bit of this area since we can't really do anything else with it. Have it come back down over the path, loop back around, and then into the station. It's kind of the idea I have right at this second. So we'll see how it goes. Do I have a ground restriction, it looks like, maybe? Oh, that sucks. Alright, so we can't go underground, so we'll have to go over it. I like to get it as low as I possibly can, just to get some of that path interaction that I've kind of mentioned before. If anyone doesn't know what path interaction is when a ride goes close to or over under a path, it adds a little bit, it allows the ride to kind of showcase itself. So if someone's kind of iffy about it, they can, you can walk through here and see the coaster like, oh crap, what's that? And then walk back here, or if you're coming this way, you can see the coaster and see, hey, that might be kind of fun to go ride. And a lot of times, ooh, that's right over itself. I bet you I couldn't do that again if I even planned it. They use this quite a bit in parks. Because number one, if you can get free advertisement for your ride, it's great. But also, it adds something to, if you can weave your coasters and your paths and all that together, and it's still safe for everybody to be around, it's a neat experience too. Disney is pretty good at this. If you look at rides like Expedition Everest, when it comes out of the mountain for like the second to final drop, I think it is, you actually see it looks like the coaster is coming straight out of the mountain and down. That's a great one to see. A little more for like not Six Flags, but Cedar Fair. Things like when Diamondback at Kings Island goes down its first hill and over the path, or when at the very end when it comes back across and over towards the lake when it comes across the path there. That's a very great example of this. And it's used more often than you think in parks. So, it's a neat thing to do, especially in the games like this. It makes things look a little more realistic, and I think more enjoyable for you. To me, it also gives me a little more of a challenge to try to think of ways I can incorporate rides like that. I still think that might be a little too fast, though. So what I might try to do is, so it's showing 3 block sections, which is true. So what I'm going to close the ride again. We'll retest it. We'll cut out. Oh, that's why, because it didn't change those. So that would make total sense. So we know the ride works now. which is a good thing. Let's just test it with a little less boost on it to see if it really can get through the ride like it should without going too ludicrously fast. That looked a lot better that time, at least from my standpoint. Let me see what the stats are. They're still pulling a lot of G's, and I'm going to guess it's probably in this loop here. Especially since it's got a lot of lateral G's, a lot of positive vertical G's. That can be kind of big. So we'll look at here in a second, see what the stats are. So that's still way too high. So let's try one more. If this doesn't work, what we'll do, we'll put some brakes like right here that allow it to go like 50. That usually will work, but you know, who knows. See, if you look here, I really thought that was going to crash, but it didn't. So let's close the ride here. So we know it needs at least that one to make it. So that means right in here, I need to put some brakes. That'll still allow it to go like 40. We'll do 49, see how that works out first. That still allows it to go a good speed, but it's going to slow it down enough so we don't have those crazy G-forces on the ride. That looks a lot better too. I think, yeah, so if you look here, we have a lot less positive vertical G's, a lot less lateral G's. I think that works a lot better. And I think the stats should be a lot better. So we'll go ahead and start building the path here. Since the ride's green, I'll build the Q path green as well. Go ahead and snake it through here. And then out. I don't know about anybody else. I always have a hard time seeing the green path against the grass, but maybe that's just me. So I think this, it's a good ride. I think we'll call it like Viper or something like that. We're going to call it Viper. There's already another Viper in the park though, so I'm going to call it the Cobra. I think it works well, like Green Cobra. Kind of fun. So, yeah. So we're still waiting on the ratings here. I want to make sure those are okay before I open the ride. Just so that... yeah. Oh yeah, so that's plenty. So good excitement rating, good intensity rating. Nausea rating is medium, but we also have this first aid station here, so I'm not that concerned about it. So we'll go ahead and open it up, and Cobra is now ready. It's a good coaster for what it is, I think. So I think it'll it's a little unique with the loop on top here. There's another ride. I think it's called The Incredible Hulk at Universal Studios in Orlando. That does something similar. I think they do a barrel roll at the top of their lift hill, though. So it's a little bit different. It's same concept, but I think you might stand up on that one. Don't quote me on that, but you can also stand up on this one. And you know what? I think we're going to. I think we're going to close it real quick. We'll make it stand-up coasters. It's going to add a lot of intensity to it and a little bit of excitement as well, and quite a bit of nausea because, you know, people get... Even sitting down, people can get sick, and standing up is just going to add to that. So, that is so. Lose my voice already. That is still a neat idea. I quite like that. So, and I think I don't think weight-wise it's any different. So I think we'll be okay there. We'll come back to that a little bit later. Since we have this whole area here, still making good money. Even when we built the ride, you can tell exactly when we built the ride because it's like $8,000. The ride cost is about $16,000, but it should provide us with a good good ratings boost, as well as a good thing to advertise a little later on. Now, I think we do build another coaster in here somewhere. It's not going to be as big, but it still needs a little bit bigger than just like a wild mouse or something like that. I thought about doing a wooden coaster in here, just as something kind of fun, because I don't think we've built one of those on the stream yet. Or we could do something like an inverted coaster, but I think we did that last time. I know we did the compact one, because what we did is the face-off coaster, which I thought was kind of neat. I think we might build a wooden coaster, and then might have it interact with this a little bit. Might be kind of fun. So it looks like people are enjoying that ride. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's do a wooden coaster here. Start with that. There's a huge amount of designs for the wooden coasters. I'm always kind of surprised how many there really are. So we'll build it there. I want to go ahead and build my block section out here. We'll do some brakes as well, because I always like a good long brake run on wooden coasters. And so we'll do just a small dip. I don't know why I do that, but a lot of coasters that are, at least the park I worked at, that's how quite a few of them start. They'll start out with some sort of drop real quick before they go into the lift hill. I don't know if that's just to help with getting the ride going or what. But there's quite a few like that around here, or around where I live at. I got an itchy nose now. So we'll go ahead and we'll go 80 feet. So we can do a vertical loop, but with wooden coasters, you can. I think they're with a wooden loop with a steel loop in there on a wooden coaster. I just don't think it's really necessary. You can do a lot with a wooden coaster already that makes it rather unique. Go ahead and curve it back this way. Do a little bit of airtime hill here. So I just kind of think the loop's kind of unnecessary. I remember in Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 that wasn't even an option to do. But in this one, I think it came in number 2, if I'm not mistaken, that you can actually do loops in wooden coasters. So we got good, decent start, I think. I might try to do a big loop and do a second lift hill, maybe not as big, and drop it. That might be kind of fun to do. Because what we can do then is if we can get it to work like that, I'll loop it back around here, and then I can time it to where both the trains are going up the lift hill at once. We were talking about path interaction. You can also get coasters to interact with either itself or with another coaster. Hey PGMW, how you doing? Yeah, so it's pretty neat how you can get a coaster to interact with themselves or with another coaster. And wooden coasters are pretty, not notorious, but pretty common to do this. I mean, they even have one in this park already that does that. So, yeah. PGMW, how you doing today? Let's see. Did I line that up correctly? I did not. I'm trying to line this up again. Yeah, I am. It's not as easy as I thought it would be, but I'm still enjoying it because, I figured we could have a little bit of fun with it. Let's see here. Because this one it was different, and so I decided it'd be kind of fun to do on stream as well. We'll go. I'm trying to line up this chain lift with itself right now, so I think I missed it still. So let me back it up one more here. Go up to here. I think we'll drop it through here. Yeah, I like that a little bit better. Now what we'll do is I'll time it to where coaster departs the station at the same time it's going up that hill. So they'll actually be side by side for a little bit while they're going up the hill. So it's a little bit more interesting for people on the ride. Cut it back here. And I think maybe a nice helix would be kind of cool here. Just a helix up maybe. Oh, that fits perfectly in that space. That's awesome. And then we'll drop it down to 15 feet. I've already got the brake section there. We'll go ahead and bank this because I think we're going to be coming in pretty hot. There we go. Let's go ahead and test this. I like how this is interacting with itself. I don't know. Usually wooden coasters is one of my... I like them quite a bit just because, especially in this game where you can actually do quite a bit with them. Oh, this might even time itself perfectly out. Oh, it's a little off. But that's okay. I think that's pretty neat. Oh, well. You know what? Let's cut it down to 3 coasters. Cut it down to 3. We'll test it from here. Because it looked like, as this train was coming up the hill, it looked like it was about to pass this one. And then all of a sudden, yeah. So that's pretty neat. I kind of like how that goes. I don't know if it's going to work at all, but we'll see. Yeah, it just there's something about a wooden coaster that, in this game at least, that are just they're weaving them in and out of themselves is it's fun, makes it more exciting. Yeah, that probably doesn't even need a chain hill on that second part there. I just kind of noticed that. Oh well, what I'll do is I'm gonna redo this lift tail here because I don't think it really needs it, and I think it's just slowing down the train when it gets to the top. So yeah, what I was trying to do is I was trying to make it line up a little bit better with the hill next to it. I think I can, if I bank it a little bit and then have it go up the hill, I think that'll work a little bit better. Because I was trying to get to where the chain hills would actually line up with themselves so that both trains would be going up at the same time. But it looks like you're going so fast through there that it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter where they put it. Water splash might not be a bad idea. Maybe around in here. Not a bad area for one. Seeing how this goes without that chain hill there, though. Yeah, I think that looks a little bit better. I can honestly say I've never been on a coaster with a wooden coaster with a water splash on it. I've been on just a couple with like steel coasters. But also I've never been on one with a loop. I've seen it before. There's only one coaster I knew of that actually had a wooden coaster that had a loop in it. It was called Son of the Beast. Yeah, that was the only one I knew of that ever. There was a wooden coaster that went upside down. That's the only one I ever knew of. I know when roller coasters were like first getting started in like the 1800s, they were kind of common, apparently. But I guess the Son of the Beast was the only modern one. Like that one that was around, I think that closed in the early 2000s. So I never got a chance to ride it really. With the color scheme, I think I'm going to call this one Tidal Wave because of the splash area. I think that's a great name for a ride. Tidal Wave. Yeah, I think that actually looks nice. It's running really well. I really don't know if I like how it bunches up at the top there. course, then again, it's like a queue line, so it doesn't really stop during the ride. But that at the same time, I don't think it will. What was I going to say? I don't think it would make too much of a difference on how the ride operates. So if they're just waiting up here, there it goes through the whole ride without stopping, and that's kind of the big thing I like, is where just don't stop in the middle of the ride. Unless there's an emergency or something like that, that makes sense. But go ahead and get all these back going again. We'll do the new one, which is what do we call it? Oh, tidal wave. There we go. And we'll go ahead and open it up because it's pretty much ready. Level it out here. Go ahead and build our queue path around here. We'll make it blue since the ride's blue. I think it makes sense. Come out to Cobra and then back in here. We'll cover the bathroom up. And I don't even looked at the stats of this one yet. I mean, we'll wait here for the stats on this one. So that's pretty cool. That's what we got going on here. Yeah, I know this is one of the simpler ones to do, but I didn't want to look up how to beat it in 30 seconds. I know, I like doing it myself, at least on the scenario part. So, I mean, so far, it's not been too awful bad. We did build the kiddie area, which is pretty nice. And we started building these coasters back here. So far, though, it looks like the stats on this is actually really nice. The intensity rating is kind of high, but a lot of the excitement rating, so since they're about the same, I'm okay with that. So yeah, so that's that taken care of. We got Cobra going. So the Cobra's line's full, so that works just as well. Move over here. This is like the next area that's really kind of open. That's fair. I actually got to. I was actually playing one or two just other scenarios off stream. And I one I hadn't seen before, and I think I got it done. I think I beat the first one within like a year, maybe like 20 or 30 minutes. It was actually pretty simple, so that was fun. Let's see here. We haven't built. I think we really haven't built any water rides, but I mean the water around here is. We have a lake here, but there's a monorail track running through it. So we might just keep building coasters for a bit. Right now, our money situation, we can let the game run for a little bit. We might do that while we gain some money. Because I need to run and get some more water. So what we'll do, I'm going to take just a quick, be right back. I'll let you, I'll park it somewhere around here so we can, we'll come right back. We'll start building the next coaster here. I think this is a good area for one. I think we can build a little more. Maybe not one that goes upside down or anything like that, but maybe like a Giga Coaster or something like that to just get a lot more speed, a lot more airtime hills here. So let me be right back. I'm going to grab some more water, and I will return, and we'll keep going. Alrighty, I am back from my little break here. Let's go and pop the game back up here. So, what kind of coaster should we build here? And come thinking, I probably should have put it on fast forward. We could have a little bit more money here as well. I'm thinking maybe a Giga Coaster here, or a Hyper Twist, which is that's what Goliath is. Maybe not. Might also hold off too to maybe try to see what other variants we can get, or none, because we're out of coaster design. So this is what we had to work with. Maybe we do a Giga Coaster. There's another Goliath. I don't know where that Goliath is because I don't know. So we'll do that. We'll do the pull up the chain hill here. This is giving me an idea. Work with the best roller coasters yet again. All right. I'm thinking what we do is, since we have this lake here, we build. Can we do a splash at all with this one? We cannot. But we can also build our own splashes, so it doesn't really matter. What we're going to do, we're going to build the station at the edge of this lake here. And then we're going to go up. We can do the cable lift hill, that's kind of what I'm hoping to do. Let's do this. Have we go up to about 100 foot. And then do the cable lift hill. Ooh. Let's do a little bit higher then, because it's we need to put it over one more. All right, let's back all this up. And we're going to move this over just one more. Just because with the way it was lining up with the path, we would have been dropping right over the main path area. So do 120 feet, then we'll do the cable lift hill down. That should allow it to drop pretty fast here. And then we'll do a nice wide bank corner over the path. And over everything here. We're going to go up now. We'll go ahead. Oop, that might be a little. Let's do one more there. There we go. Nice arc over the log flume here. This is what I understand. In this park, there actually is 2 log flumes already built in the park for you. That I never understood. So what we're going to do, we're going to roll it back. Oop, can't roll it back that way just yet. We'll have to go up a little bit, and then maybe, can we bank it at all? We can, then turn it. That's what I was kind of hoping to do. Level it out here. Go down, down. We'll go ahead and roll it out. Because I want to keep a lot of speed in this coaster right up until the end, until we actually end the ride. So that's kind of the hope. I know that's how most Giga coasters are built. So level out here. I'm going to put block brakes here. I'll put brakes, space, and then we'll do a block brake here. And then we'll drop it again. I think what I'm going to do, I want to turn it to the left on this one. That'll work perfectly. Just go up and roll it off here. Go one more maybe, and then roll it off. Yeah, that should have the correct speed coming through there. Because my idea is I want to do a big U-turn. Well, here, let's go ahead and just build the end I want to see. So we'll do block brakes so we can have a little bit more, a few more trains on here because it's a little bit longer ride. We'll do brakes. I want to do a turn. Oop. Turn here. Well, let's do a little bit bigger turn. And we'll cut it a little bit shorter. And I want to have it come down just a little bit because I want it to actually do not a splashdown per se, but something along those lines. Let's go ahead and get rid of the water and see how that looks. Just going down, down. So it looks like it's essentially we're doing a splashdown without being able to splash a ride down. Let's do that, and then so essentially that's what I want to do is I want to build. Where's that down? So essentially, what I want to do a final drop right into here, do a nice splash, and then have it come in the station. I think that's how I'm going to end this one. So what I'm going to do is now run this along here. Turn it. I hope I can sneak it through there. It looks like I can. And then I want to kind of start going up here. 40 feet should be enough. And then I want to bank it to the right here. Let's do a helix up small. I've got... Alright, let's go to the right then. We'll do a helix up small. Do one turn, and then we will turn it out this way. Maybe I need to raise that up so I can figure out where I want to put the axis of this thing at. So I might need to start turning this a bit earlier. It's up small. And then turn it out maybe there. I want to drop it a little bit faster. Nope, I've missed it by one. We'll do that and then out the large one there. Drop it down like this. And then down to 0. There we go. So we'll test it like this. I quite like how it looks. We can have 3 trains. I'm going to have 1 on it right this second. Just for the testing, that is. And we'll build... You know what? Because I want to do a little more path interaction with this one. I'll build the entrance next on that side. So what will happen is that I can actually build the queue line and everything over the splash area. So technically you might get a little wet while you're waiting for the ride. But I think it'll work out just well. So my game's getting a little laggy, but then at the same time I realized that we have almost 5,000 guests in the park too, so. Ooh, it does not like that. Oh, come on. No. Right, well. We were so close. So what I'm gonna have to do, I'll still do a helix here. I'll just do a helix down small. And then turn, ooh, that might not work. And then turn it out to there. And then get a hold of this part. And then roll it just down like that. I think that works. And then we can retest it again. This game's getting a little bit laggy now because I think just the sheer amount of people in this one. Those brakes might not be the best idea in the world. I might be able to boost this up just a little bit, just to get a little bit more out of them. Yeah. All right. Well, that's not too awful bad. We'll see how the test results are. A lot of airtime, almost 5.5 seconds of airtime. That's actually pretty decent. You can tell this thing's starting to really bog down with the amount of people in this park. This might be the most amount of people I've ever had in a park, to be honest with you. Look here. Excitement's awesome. Intensity's awesome. Nausea is actually at a medium, which is pretty good itself. Let's go ahead and close it real quick so I can add the last couple of cars. We'll add 3 cars here. I need a name for the ride. Always a tough part to figure out what a name for a ride is. While we're waiting on, or while I'm thinking of a name, I can always build the queue path here. Straight out like this, then we'll start doing what they call it. Now, if you've ever been on like a coast or something like this, and you're going back and forth like this, there actually is a technical term for this. It's called being in a cattle pen, apparently, because that's it looks like just a big cattle pen you would keep either cattle or something like that in. So I need to drop it down one more for it to come out to this path here. Walking along here, down, level it out, and there we go. So we got that taken care of. I might call this one the Red Spike. I don't know. I just thought of a random name. Spike. There we go. I think it looks kind of neat. I like how it interacts with the path down here, over kind of a little bit over here, both with how the second drop or the second hill here, and the last bit of loop here. I've kind of noticed our park rating's gone down quite a bit. I think it might be because of our path situation here. So let's take a look here and see what's going on. A handyman over here. Get this path working. Just trying to keep. So I know we have patrols, I guess, set up around here, but it seems like they're having a few issues keeping up with what we got. Some of the pathing so far. So. Looks like that's all taken care of. I'll keep these guys. We'll have them walk down here. Do have somebody on that path, so at least that's good. Alright, that's taken care of. Really trying to hit the troublesome spots here that I've seen. Let's have him go back down this way. And honestly, I thought there was going to be a lot more than there actually is. But still, this could be affecting our rating enough that it could go down. Like here, that's terrible. Do I have somebody over here? I do not, and that would be why. All right, that makes sense. All right, so let's fix that really quick. This is Handyman 24's area, so I have him go clean that up. I think this is his area, so I can clean that up. It'd be bad to put a first aid station over here, so let's cut this way. We really don't have a first aid station over here. We have a bathroom over here, we just don't have a first aid station. Nope, that's restrooms. First aid, there we go. That's that taken care of. Let's go continue our path around here. Get our 2 handymen back up, so if we need to drop them in somewhere, let's go ahead and just drop them in here and here. Let's have them go in there. So what I wanted to do. I'm not a huge fan of this micromanaging like this, but sometimes it has to be done. It seems like we've taken care of the kind of bigger issues, so we're just gonna have to clean up the smaller ones now, which is okay. Over here's a little, ooh, it's horrible over here. Hold on. Lights up. I don't know what in the world happened over here. Good lord. Trash cans, got a handyman or two over here. You know, I might not have a handyman assigned over here, come to think about it. You know, I will put, no, there's one over here. What in the world's he doing? 29. Where's he at? He's stuck there. Why is he stuck there? That might be why we're having some park issue ratings, because our handyman assigned over here was actually stuck somehow. That might be why the vandalism was high and a lot of other things. So we'll go ahead and fix that up. Have him empty out that trash can. Fix this trash can. And then we'll fix these benches here. That. And they say this is the area we actually built right at the beginning of the game, so I was actually kind of surprised when I saw it that bad. Let's see here. Let's take care of that one. Hopefully somebody will take care of it. If not, I'll take care of that one. Let's take care of that part. I have him. Seems like they're getting sick right off this ride. We didn't put any trash cans or anything up here, so might not be the worst idea to put some around here. One more area, so and then we'll have them both go down this way. Alright, let's go ahead and put some trash cans up over here. Just so that people do get sick or something like that, we can at least try to reduce some litter. Put some lights in our trash can. I know it's a little bit out of order, but let's get back a little bit. A little bit out of order, but since the stairs are there, it's a little harder to put benches. You can't put benches on stairs, so benches down here. We'll put some lights up. Now I am planning on fast forward just so that we can try to get some money so we can pay off that loan. That's kind of the goal right this second. Put some more benches along here. Trash cans along there. Now I remember when I first started working for Cedar Fair, if you ever saw a piece of trash, you were supposed to pick it up, and which is fair. You know, trying to keep the park clean and stuff like that. And you'd be surprised how much trash is actually left around at an amusement park. You know, you don't notice it when you're a guest, unless it's really bad. But when you start working there and you start noticing little things like this, it can get to be quite a bit. They always tell us what they call the Cedar Fair scoop. And what we do is you almost get down on one knee and scoop it up with your arm. And I had really long arms, so I just kind of had to bend over just a little bit. But some people have to almost, you know, fold themselves over trying to get this piece of trash. And I asked one of the full-time people that worked there if he would do it. Just not to be mean or anything. And he could do it. He had done it so much that he actually could do it and not stop moving. He would just go down, yank it, and then throw it in the next trash can. I was getting okay when I left about doing that, but it was not nearly as good as some of those people could. So I always thought that was kind of funny. Do I have... Oh, all my advertisements not going. That's probably why I'm not getting as much money right now. Let's see here. 12. Do fries this time. Let's the expensive one. We'll do it anyways. We'll do it for red spike, because that's the one we just built. There we go. So what is our park value at? So our park value is just fine. So we have plenty of park value. We're just kind of waiting to pay off this loan here. And so now we're back down to at least where we were at the beginning of the game. So that's at least something. Nothing, or a step in the right direction. What I'm starting to worry about is our park rating still going down quite rapidly. And that's kind of nerve-wracking, because it's like, ugh, do I, what do I, it's like, I know building new rides always helps. Let's go ahead and just have him patrol around here. Having new rides always helps with park rating, but at the same time, I'm not, it's like, keeping the path clear, I'm keeping them clear. Well, we have a ton of rides here. What I could do, though, is edit one of them to be, that's all I want to do, is edit them to be, to redo the ride so that they think it's a new ride, but we didn't really change anything. Reliability might be having an issue because we are in year 3 now. So what we got? What's the worst? Goliath has the worst reliability, so let's go ahead and close Goliath for refurbishment. 88 people still on this ride. Let's go ahead and speed time up just a little bit here. So we can go in here, we'll give it for refurbishment. It's 15,000. All right, so it's going to reopen. I knew they were going to be expensive, but my lord, I didn't think they'd be that expensive. All right, let's go ahead and let's try it on this one too, because this one's actually relatively easy to see how much it is. So now that one's closed. Let's see, 2,000. I can deal with 2,000. Flying saucers 1. Horrible reliability on. The general rides only cost like $100 to fix, so that's not too bad at all. Sky Tower, that's an elevator up here. Let's go ahead and we'll shut it down. That's now closed. We will refurbish it. Open it back up. This will also help with all those messages as well. If the reliability is a lot higher, hopefully then we can get a lot less messages for it. So that's closed now. Refurbish it for $2,000. I'd like to get everything up above 50, except for the Goliath, because my lord, I was actually genuinely shocked at how much that cost me. Because I bet you just building a new coaster wouldn't cost that much. There we go. It's not closed. I think that might have been a glitch because it said it did not cost me a thing to refurbish that ride. Okay then. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to Enterprise number 2. The one I built earlier. Go ahead and close it down. You know, there's a couple things I would have loved to have seen in like newer games like this. Not really like necessarily this, but like Planet Coaster or something like that, that I thought they would have taken maybe from this. Things like refurbishments, I kind of wish they would kind of be able to automatically schedule those. Can't do that, unfortunately. Is there really another ride called Tidal Wave? Alright, so apparently I literally built a roller coaster named Tidal Wave next to a splash boat also named Tidal Wave. I couldn't have planned that if I tried to. I think we just call this like Tsunami Alley from now on, because we got 2 tidal waves coming in. Ooh, that's a little bit more expensive, but I think we'll be okay with 3,000 for this ride. Oh, I closed the wrong tidal wave. I'm like, yeah, this isn't fun. Oh yeah, okay. Anyway, it's fun, but it's like, oh crap, that's not what I wanted to do. So quite a few people on the ride. Let's get them through here. Unload them. All right. That looks a little more. I was a little wary spending almost, over $3,000 for that one ride, but then not that bad, really. Alright, let's go ahead and close the rides. This will probably be the last one. Maybe we'll do Ninja and Gold Rush as well. Just to try to get the reliability of the park up so that the rides aren't breaking down all the time. Alright, so we got that going here. We'll bite the bullet on 5,000 there. Alright. The rest of them I'm okay with. They're getting a little bit better, so. Alright, we can do that. And then what we're going to do, when's our advertisements up? We got 5 weeks remaining. Let's go ahead and take about $5,000 of the loan out. Because unfortunately right now it's just kind of a waiting game to get the money in to get the loan paid down as fast as we can. And advertisements is helping quite a bit. And since we're running advertisements though, I am going to increase the price of the park admission. We'll increase up to $75. Now there's some people that won't be able to get in now, which kind of stinks. But since we're running either the free advertisements or the half price advertisements, a lot more people should be able to come. A lot more people should be able to come in, even with that price. I don't know if you guys noticed this when I switch through the fast forward modes. So that's the fountain normally, and then if you keep speeding up, once you get to the 4th, they just stop. I don't know what to do at that speed, so that's kind of funny. So we'll go ahead and wait on the advertisements to run back out, and then we'll reset them, and then maybe we can try to find something maybe to sell, just to try to help get the loan back. Didn't mean to drink right into the mic there. Alright, there we go. Let's get that going again. Get the half price one going here. Free food and drink. We'll do hot dogs this time. There we go. Just waiting on that red spike one to go away. Come on. There it goes. Paying for a particular ride here. We'll do Goliath, since that's seems like that's a pretty big coaster in this park. We'll do that one. And then we'll go ahead and take out another chunk of that loan out. Not a huge fan of these types of scenarios where now it's just a waiting game. We've completed everything we can. The park is mostly filled out, so right now we're just trying to get back to we're just trying to pay off its loan, and the only thing you really can do is fast forward. Thankfully, this is a lot better than in previous games where you literally just had to wait there was no fast forward or anything, so at least we have that now. Let's go ahead and take off a bit more loan. 35,000. It's slowly working its way down, and this might be the first time on stream that we've actually had every month up here in the black, so that's awesome. And take a little more loan off. We're just about halfway through the loan, so that's not too bad at all. Now, with games like this, though, I remember, like, comparing it to, like, Planet Coaster, some of the more modern ones, you know, your loans slowly go down over time. When you pay it back, you do a little bit back off your loans and so forth. In this game, you know, you're paying interest on it until you're done. So, or until you decide to pay it off yourself, which I don't know if I'm a huge fan of that. So I like a little bit more of the modern idea of how that works, but you know, maybe that's just me. So now we're actually at halfway through the loan now, because we started out with 50,000, and we took a little bit out at the beginning just to help build the first couple of coasters. So not too bad. We're about to break 6,000 guests in the park, though. I think that's the most I've had in Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, at least. Or any of the Roller Coaster Tycoon games, really. So it'll be pretty neat to see. Or not see, as it's more like a slideshow right now with all the guests running around. That's still not bad, though. Alright, so is there anything else we can really do to try to get $23,000 quick? Not that I really know of. Unless we got rid of a ride or two, which honestly I really don't want to do. But you know, while we wait, we can go back through what we did on this scenario. I'll keep it speeding up so that we can still have at least keep it going here. So when we started out here, we went to the right of the entrance and built the kind of the kiddie area like we always do. Yeah, pretty simple. The treetop choppers is something we that I had found when I was playing another game of mine. Really enjoyed it, so I put it in this park. But the coaster over here was the first custom one we actually did. I think it's kind of a fun little coaster. Nothing too special, but still a fun one nonetheless. And then we have of course, we have the Six Flags Speedway, which I kind of like. Then we did something a little bit different here. We actually did a vertical launch or launch free fall tower, but this actually launches downward instead of upward, which is kind of neat. A little bit different on that one. Built another log flume because 2 was just not enough for us. That's how this area kind of filled out, and then that's when we started working back here, back by Goliath and the escape tracks on Cobra. Cobra's inline or steel twist coaster over here. I was originally called Viper, then I realized there was another Viper in the park, and so I didn't want to name a ride after another ride in the park, which I did later anyways, so it doesn't really matter, but that's okay. Because the next one over is what I call Tidal Wave. It's just a nice, good wooden coaster. Something I just, I liked. I like building wooden coasters. This one was actually kind of a neat one because how, nice and compact. Nothing too out of the ordinary with that one. Then right next door there actually is another Tidal Wave. So both these are technically called Tidal Wave, which is rather funny. And the last coaster we actually built was the Red Spike over here. There's a big Giga coaster that looped around quite a bit of the older rides here, and actually we did like a faux splash zone down in here, which I quite liked. So yeah, there is pretty much all we did. Oh yeah, we did one little section over here, right across from Viper, the actual Viper. We just put a couple throw rides in here, nothing too fancy, but it was still nice. We put the food court in there as well. I was never a huge fan of this area, just because it seems a little small. For what it did. We didn't have a lot of ride choice in here. So maybe that's just me. I wasn't a huge fan of it. So we got that taken care of. We're just paying down the loan now. We're getting there. We're at 18,000. We have one more week on the Goliath one. Do I really want to restart that one right now? I don't know. I know this is like award-winning gameplay right now because just waiting for money right this second. So we'll do one for Ninja here. We'll only do 6 weeks. See if we can maybe get away with just that for now. Still making quite a bit of money. It's over here. This is the current month right now. All of them are still in the black because we haven't really built anything. That's the only time we really went to the red is actually when we were building building like a new roller coaster or something like that. So I'm okay with that. So let's go ahead and knock off a bit more of the loan here. Just get it over here so you can see a little better. We got about $15,000 left on the loan. So not too bad right this second. I always like to keep it just a bit of money in there just because we still need to pay our staff and stuff like that. So good thing to keep in there. But yeah, we've had a couple months where we're up in the $7,000 to $8,000 range, so it's not bad for a month's work. Let's go ahead and knock it down to 12,000 now. So I'd like to. It looks like once we get this paid off, which should be in the next couple of minutes, we will start on the next one, which should be the last Six Flags park, which is Six Flags Over Texas, which is an interesting park because quite a few of the I think it was like the first, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong about this, but if I'm not mistaken, it was the first park to have a log flume in it, or something like that, what we would consider a log flume today, and it was built by a company called Aerodynamics, which Aerodynamics, if you ever go look those guys up, they used to build a ton of rides, anything from log flumes and small like kids rides, all the way up to, they built what they call the traditional looping coaster and the corkscrew coaster. So like Viper over here, Viper is an aero corkscrew coaster. The Great American Scream Machine was a aero product. I actually watched a documentary on them. That's on YouTube if you want to watch it. It's pretty neat. It's spelled AERO Dynamic. They built a ton of rides. They built a lot of stuff for Disneyland when it first opened. Before Walt Disney had his own Imagineering department, he went to Aero to build some of their rides. Six Flags called them, Cedar Fair called on them quite a bit. They were the first people to actually build a inverted swinging coaster, which didn't work very well because they didn't realize some of the forces on it. And every time it would hit the brakes would actually rip out, or the shocks that allow the car to swing back and forth would actually break quite a bit on it. The ride was called the Bat. And it's like that one was the first one, however, it wasn't very good because it kept breaking down. So that was that place called Kings Island. That's where I used to work. And the park got kind of bad because it only operated for like a year before they had to tear it down because it was operating so bad. And so they built one of my favorite rides because of it. It was called the Vortex, which is an aero corkscrew coaster that went upside down. It was the first roller coaster to go upside down 6 times. They started tearing it down earlier, or late last year and early this year. They've been kind of back and forth on it, tearing it down. So, I mean, the ride was 20-some years old, so it was unfortunate that it got torn down, but I understand why it did. So, but we're getting there. We're getting close. We're just waiting on the last. We can pay it off now, but I'm still a little hesitant because we still have to pay staff, stuff like that. So we'll wait it out. we'll just do it now. So there it goes. Hey, we built it. We did it. Hey, let's go ahead and pop my name in there. Took about 3.5 years to get that one done. Let's go ahead and we'll save the game. So new file. And then we'll move on to the last one, which is going to be Six Flags over Texas. Now, I'm just trying to read what we have to do. This one has a rating 1, which I'm never a huge fan of, because ratings can go down rather quickly due to just simple things. And at that time, they, it's like you might not have enough time to recover before it goes all down the hill. So I will try to get this done. I know we have about 45 minutes left in the stream, so we'll try our best we can that we try to get this done, but I'm not sure if we will. Like the entrance so far. Just kind of looking around real quick. We got a bobsled roller coaster, swinging ship. We got a nice log flume here. Titan. It's a huge coaster. Huh, that's a neat one. What we got here? We got the Texas Giant. Now, I've heard of this coaster before. And then, whoa, there's we got another coaster here. We got the Judge Roy Scream. Interesting one, to say the least. We got Flashback. Like a lot of coasters named Flashback. Splashwater Falls. We got a nice Rapids ride. Got a go-kart track. Literally, it's named go-kart track. We got Shockwave. Now, I've heard of Shockwave before too. That's like that. I've heard of considered an aero looping coaster. It's kind of neat. So yeah, this seems like a neat park. Man, it seems like over here this area is really empty. And I know we usually start with a kiddie area, just because that's usually what's at the beginning of the parks. There's a huge area over here too. Let's start over here. I get a good feeling over here might be a good area to start. I'm going to move that bathroom so we can get a 2-wide path back here. Let's close it. Turn it there. And I also learned something else kind of interesting either today or yesterday. With the awards, there actually is an award for the best bathrooms in the country. I thought it was a bit crazy to have that award, but apparently it's a thing you can have. What it is you have to have a certain amount of bathrooms in the park. There can't be more than I think 3 people complaining about needing to use the restroom, and you have to. There's some other requirement of it. But yeah, you can actually get the best bathrooms in the country, and you get a golden toilet seat for it. In the menu, at least. So I think that's kind of funny. So yeah, let's start with maybe some thrill rides back here. I didn't see a motion simulator or a 3D cinema, so we'll start out with the 3D cinema back here. Out in the parking lot, it looks like, or a road here. Might be a highway. Go ahead and open that up. Build the path out to there. Kind of snake this one around here. I might turn the path, just turn it here, so that we have a little bit of room here. I might build a coaster here and put some of the thrill rides over here, just so that we can have another big coaster back here. I might, because I was thinking we could loop it back around, but it looks like we'd have to cross the train line. I can do that, especially since we actually just cross train lines, no problem. So I might just go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and build it. While we're thinking about it, let's go ahead and do it. Take those out. Build a double crossing. Now, since we're coming to the end of, getting towards the end of the Six Flags scenario, I'm kind of thinking of what else, do we want to continue Roller Coaster Tycoon 2? There's some more advanced scenarios that I haven't seen before. That might be kind of fun to do. I also have Open TTD we can go try out as well in its place, maybe take a week or two or a couple weeks off of Roller Coaster Tycoon. Might be kind of fun to do as well. I don't know. I've been thinking about that. I think Thursday's stream right now is pretty much set on Evil Genius. We'll continue to play that on Thursday this week as well. But I've been thinking maybe switching, once we get this scenario done, we'll switch over to OpenTTD for the next couple of weeks. Maybe try to do like a huge map and try to service every city, and that'd be the only competition left. So I think that might be kind of fun. So we still thinking about that. That probably is where we'll go next week. Let's exit there. There's that. You know, as much as I love, I do love building amusement parks and stuff like that, but it's nice to change it up every once in a while. It's still, OpenTTD is still a classic game, so I think, it kind of really fits with the Thursday theme of classic games. And I think be just something fun to change up to. Let's start building our lights and stuff like that back here. Trash cans. There. Benches up. Trash can. Benches. Now, I don't know as much about OpenTTD as I do Roller Coaster Tycoon. I have played it quite a bit, so, maybe we'll try to figure that out. Let's see here. Let's get that going here. Those benches up. There and there. We'll put the benches here, here, and there. Here, there, and everywhere. Go ahead and just continue around here. We'll do it up to the railroad tracks because I think that'll be a good place to stop it. It looks like it'll be perfect right there. All right, so at least hopefully we can make this area look a little bit nicer. Yeah, I just kind of realized something. Besides the go-karts, I don't think there's any other tracked thrill ride. That seems kind of odd because you would think, besides the coasters, of course, but you would think that there would be some other sort of thrill ride they would come up with that would have at least a track or something like that, just to help fill in a little bit larger areas. But maybe that's just me. I don't like that. Make that about 150 feet. I don't know if we're going to launch them that high, but we'll make it that high just for a little bit of safety. We have an Enterprise now, which is a good ride to have. We'll just keep it blue for now. Keep the classic blue going. What I might do then is build a path that's just kind of back here, and then I'm trying to segment this a little bit because this putting down rides is nice. I mean, but I kind of want to make this look decent still too. So we'll see. Is there anything maybe that would be kind of maybe some bumper cars maybe? We'll put the entrance there and exit there. Kind of open it up here. Get the music going. There we go. I think that works. I mean, I still want to build a coaster, and I think I'm going to build it. You know what? Pause the game first. Oh, this spacebar does not pause the game here. I want to go to my information kiosk. Bump my prices up to $20. Go ahead and just take care of that. There we go. I still want to build this coaster in this L area. I think that'll work well. So I think we'll go ahead and start that. I know we only have about $5,000. But, you know what we might do? I'm going to go ahead and do advertisement for the park. I know we're not on, or I don't think we're on a time limit, but let me double check here. No, we're not on a time limit, so we just have to have enough guests in the park. So let's go ahead and start advertising as much as we can. I probably won't do the big two. I'll probably just do the cheaper of the three. So we do have some money left over, so we can start building a coaster to help build up that soft guest cap. Now, what I want to build is another question. I might do an inverted coaster. I think it might a good one of these might be kind of fun to do. So what we're gonna do, we'll bring it across here. We'll have it go chain lift up, go to about we'll do 80 feet, or we'll do 75 because that looks okay. Turn out, go down, level it out. So we got that going. Let's see here. Do a photo just to get some money in here. Let's go ahead. That's not what I want to do. I'm going to turn it kind of sharp. Maybe not that sharp. Those are the larger ones. So, well, see, I want to do the shorter one. So I want to do what they call a Cobra roll. Oh, I don't have enough money. So I was going to do. So I'm going to take out a little bit more of a loan. We'll do that. Do the half loop, corkscrew to the right, and then corkscrew to the right again. It's going to put me right over where I want to be. So we'll do that, and then do the corkscrew to the right, and then a half loop down. I don't know. That's kind of interesting. Wanted to try it out. It might work, it might not, but we'll see. And then we'll go ahead and they'll do an inline twist to the right there. I'm going to have quite a few inversions in this ride. Since this is a small ride, I might put two coasters back here then. Put this one, kind of keep it maybe kind of sectioned off to this area, and then put a second smaller coaster like this over there. I think that might work pretty well. Thinking here what I want to do next here. Maybe do a nice helix up just real quick. And then let's bring it back around here. So I don't know how fast we'll be going, but let's go ahead and do a bunny hop hill here. And then we'll bank it. We'll use the biggest turns we have just to make sure that we'll do a loop to the right as well. Just make sure we're not if we're going too fast there, we're not trying to whip our people around. So then we'll go up a little bit more, kind of level it back off at 10 foot. I'll do a little more compact here, so I'll turn this way, put block brakes straight, brakes, and then we'll do one more straight there, or we can actually do the gentle, or no, we can't do the gentle turn then. That's okay, we can do this. Now we can have at least two trains on there. I'm going to go ahead and test it. Put the entrance and exit. Test it just in case, see what happens. I can already tell right now that's way too fast through those loops. But I have a feeling if it's not, I don't know, we'll see how the stats go. But I think through that first inverted section, that was way too fast. Well, it's not showing me anything red over here, so we'll see how that goes first. It's kind of intense, but I guess it works, so I'm not that concerned. I was going to call this one Stinger, S-T-I-N, Stinger. We'll go ahead and get Stinger opened up here. We'll do it in yellow since technically, if I could build custom signs or something like that, this would probably be like a B or something like that. So we'll make at least the Q path yellow so it kind of matches up. We'll snake the path around there. And then we'll bring it out to there. For this, might just do it down like that. Put some lights at the exit here. While we have this out, we'll go ahead and put some lights up here. Put some benches up, and then our trash cans. Let's see here. I've been using the wrong ones to change lights here. There we go. Put benches on either side here and put some trash cans up. So that's all taken care of now. I think Stinger's ready to open. There we go. Park rating's still great. It's at 971 right now. What I'm kind of worried about though is when their park rating it goes up to real quick and then it'll slowly start fading. Even if you build more rides and more stuff like that, it seems to have a little bit harder time getting back up to where it was. We're already at 2,000 guests though, so that's actually pretty good. Let's see here. So I'm kind of waiting on a little bit more money. I'm just trying to hopefully see here what we got. So we need to make a. Let's try to look. Let's look at our park entrance, which is, I think it's right here. It's a long entrance. So let's see what kind of money people are bringing in here. 85, 65, 85, 75. So it's going to be 55 or 95. So either one of those. 65. I hope it's more on the 95 side because that would be awesome. 85, 65, 65, 75, 85. Anyway, so yeah, so it looks like our lowest thing is going to be at that $65 range. So what we can do is go in here and charge $45 to get in. We can charge it up to 65. We'll go 50. I don't see anybody walking away, so I think 55 is fair. So yeah, we can do that. So we just got over 2,000 guests. We need about 1,500 more, which is not bad to do. I think we might, especially with all these coasters here, we might already have enough for the soft guest cap. And with the advertisements, the advertisements ignore the soft guest cap anyway, so I'm okay with that. There's a lot of general rides here we could do. I might build the roto drop. The roto drop might not be bad for like something like here. Might not be bad to put one in. Kind of a little bit waiting around for a little bit of money. That's okay. We can. I'm trying to also take a look around the park, see what we already have too. Since since they actually name it something, you really don't know what something might be. So we'll check around here. Seems like what we have now I'm okay with. Yeah, I think if we can find a place, maybe put some general rides in, we can put quite a few of those in as well. I thought about putting it over here by Titan, which that would not be make any sense in the world. However, maybe something like here. So we'll put the rotor drop in. Maybe by that lake over there, it might not be a bad place to put Might not be a bad place to put that 50 feet on that one. I realized I didn't test that correctly. I just thought about that. Might not be a bad place to put like over that water, put a nice kitty land, or at least around the area. There we go. Get that going there. Probably will need at least 2 handyman for over here. We'll have one cover this side. Up into here. Just down around there, and I'll have one guy. We'll have that area too. And I'll have this guy handle this side of the path. And up there, we'll take care of that. There we go. I think that'll work. He's right on the path there. What's going on? Alright, so we got that going. Let's see how advertisement's going. We have about 6 weeks left on those. Let's build our kitty land, because I usually start with that. I want to at least have one in every park, so I don't think I've seen a haunted house, so we'll go ahead and start out with one of those. Solid thing to start out with. We'll do it over, maybe right against the park border here. Entrance and exit there. We'll open it up. And then what we'll do is we'll build the path down along sort of ridge here. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll build the path along like this. We'll keep it up off the rail line like that. Because I really don't want to, if I already have a bridge here, I don't want to build, a path along the rail line. So I think that will work out the best. Let's build a nice, small cube path there. And then we're going to Ferris wheel, see a merry-go-round. An observation tower we just got, so I can almost guarantee you that's not been in the game. Or not in the park, at least. And it fits really well in there, and it just barely overhangs, so I don't think it would be interfering with that train at all. So we'll go ahead and open this one up. Do we have a double-decker one? Oh, no, we just have the single-decker. We'll open that up. That's not going to work. Let's go ahead and we'll build these out there. There's that taken care of. So we got a nice observation tower here. Let's see what else we could do over here. We already got the bumper cars somewhere else. We'll do the space plane or flying saucers over here. Oh, I want to call them space planes. But, there's that. We'll go ahead. So this doesn't have to be a long line. We'll just kind of snake it back around here, and then we'll build like a pier out to there. Is there anything on this side? There's not really a path over here. I was kind of hoping there would be. Let's go ahead and build. Well, since we don't have a path, we'll just build a path. We'll stop it there. Another small bridge. We'll connect up there, so we have this a little more, a few more rides over the water here. The space ring's next to the flying saucers here. Come on. There we go. Open this up. And then we'll go ahead and get path out there. We're not going to build a huge... We're not going to build this we'll build this relatively quickly. Just because I think... there's a couple of places we can build some really nice coasters, and I'd rather do that. So let's go ahead and bump that up to $60. So we got the message that our park was great value, so that means we're probably okay and increase the price on it. Do a crooked house. Let's see here and there. There, and I don't know if I have a mechanic for back there. So let's do this one. We'll drop back there real quick and make sure we have a mechanic. Just make it one last. There we go. I really don't know if I have a mechanic for, yeah, because they're all assigned to an area. So let me set up a patrol path for these rides here. And I'll have him just cover that train station as well. I really don't know what has to be in that highlighted area for them to actually technically be covered by it. But we'll just go ahead and cover all this as best we can. Is that covered? That's covered. I think we'll be okay with that. We'll need a mechanic for over here as well. Go. Get him over here. I think we missed a couple pieces of path right over there. So he can at least have a full, not a loop, but a full area he can actually walk around in. So we got that taken care of. Let's work on a Ferris wheel, because they're always nice to have. Although, I can honestly say, I don't think I've ever been on a Ferris wheel before. I just, come to think about it, I don't know if I've ever been on one. But, you know, they're nice to have. They're kind of iconic for amusement parks. You know, just to have one. Let's go ahead. We'll sneak this one along here. So I'd rather keep it kind of close because just try to squeeze as many rides as I can in this area here. Do a maze. Maybe something like a mini maze. It's saying it's too high for support, so we'd have to build that one kind of off the, off here. Why couldn't I do that though? I don't see why we couldn't. Put it there, and we'll just destroy those pieces of path. Get back into it here. Something like that I think would work. Do I really want that though? Maybe build it. Oh, there was a... Alright, let's build it there. I think that'll work. Before I do anything else though, let's go ahead and build the exit path here because I don't want them exiting out into the water. There we go. I think we can put one more ride in here at least. Let's see, what can we do? We have a circus. Let's put a circus over here. We'll do a water circus or something like that. I don't know really, but yeah, I think that'll work to help fill in this area. Entrance and exit there. Do a path like that. Go up, across. Make sure, since we're only, let's charge 65 for the entrance now, since I think we have enough rides here that we can kind of warrant that. We have a week remaining on those, so we'll kind of wait on those and get those back going here. We're just about at 2,500 guests, which is more, I would say that's probably more than half. I think we started with 1,400, so we're already at, so we needed about, what, be 2,100 people, so 2,100 is what, 1,050. So yeah, I would say we're well over halfway to getting this specific scenario done. We'll keep advertisements up. We'll keep building smaller rides. We just got a swinging inverted ship, which might fit really well right in here actually. So let's go ahead and do that. Now with this game, I don't think it necessarily wants you to cram them in this much, but it allows you to do so. So, let's go ahead and do that. And since it allows you to do that, it seems like you can fit a huge amount of rides in a real small area. And I don't know if I'm a big fan of that. Really, like, if you play a game like Planet Coaster, you actually have to, like, methodically plan out your park a little bit better than that to actually get this many rides in. Even on a custom scenario or a sandbox where you're just playing however you want to. I've actually started a couple parks, and to get something like this dense is actually a bit of a challenge unless you know, there's some people who can, and that is just crazy. But it's I think, to me, this is more of a management style game rather than a creative type game. It can still be a creative type game all day long, but I think it's more park management, money management, trying to make sure you can hit certain goals, whereas Planet Coaster is a little more creative oriented. You can do a lot more. If you see some of the things people build in that game, it is incredible. And I can come up to maybe a quarter of their talent. So, but it's always something nice like that. So that's why I kind of think, even cramming them in this small of an area, I think will still be okay. Now that we have some money, let's go back here and let's actually build one of the coasters we were planning on doing. But let's get a handyman back here to start cleaning up a little bit, because I just noticed there is some sick and some just this doesn't look great. So that probably means we should probably put a first aid stand back here. We'll do that right there. Especially since we're building a new coaster back here, probably not a bad idea to actually put a first aid stand in. So now we got that, I'm kind of looking over what we got here. I'm thinking maybe a stand-up coaster. We haven't built one of those. I think we built one maybe the first stream we did, or I did. It's been a little bit. Look at best gentle rides. I've been getting a lot of those really odd awards today. Like the gentle rides, I think I haven't got before. I've gotten it twice on this stream, so that's kind of neat, at least. So go ahead and start building this one up. Now this one, we really don't have to do much to get this thing to be exciting, because we're already having a stand-up coaster. So that'll add to it quite a bit already. Let's go ahead and lower this down just a tad. We'll go ahead and roll it off, and then we'll continue down this way. We can do just the normal, so we can just do the normal loops and stuff like that, which I'm okay with. We'll do a half corkscrew maybe out of, no. Damn it, let's take their photo. We'll go up. Look how I want to do this. How do I want to get out of this ditch? Let's see here. Could do something like a helix up small here. We'll have to cut out a little bit of land. Something like that. We need to do the helix up small again. Just we're facing the same direction now. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to level it off and then go down one. We'll do the I can't remember what this is called now. There's a couple. I've seen a couple different names for this kind of coaster element, but I usually would call it or if you actually did it to the right again and did a loop, I always call it the iron butterfly. But I might do it to the left here and then bring it back down, just so that we have a little bit more separation over here with that. So we're down. We're probably cruising decently through here still, so let's go ahead and go out this way. No, bring it back out this way. What we're going to do, we're going to put a second. I'm going to put a second lift hill in here, just so that we can get a little bit more speed, and then we'll start going up from here. And we might miss one since we have a little more room. We'll cut it down to 75 feet, and then we'll just do a little drop there. And then, since we're, I wish we could turn it. We can't there that way, so we'll keep going down this way, because I kind of wanted to fill this area up a little bit better, and I think this will work. And since we're going to need to slow this train down a little bit, because it's going to be flying off this hill, and so we'll do something like this. We'll just do what they call a bunny hop. We'll do a half of one. Oh, I need more cash. Let's go ahead and we'll take $25,000 out, so we can get this ride built, and then all down, turn it. We can use some of this land up in here. And what I'll probably do is just try to bring it to the right here. I want to do... do another half corkscrew there. I'll bank it here. We'll turn it like so. And then we'll do another bunny hop hill here. Down, and then we'll turn it to the right, the right here, and then we'll bring it back around. Just I'm going to bring it out around the ride here. Then we can. I'd like to do my block brakes, and then we'll do 2 brakes, and then we just got to connect these 2 up then. Looks like Ozark Splash is having some issues here, so we might have to go check that out here. But yeah, looks like we got that one going here. Let's take it down just to 1 for right this second, so we can test it properly. Put the inches there. Test it. Get that going here. Now, me personally, I've never been on a stand-up coaster. I've been on a lay-down coaster before. Never a stand-up coaster. They're kind of a little rare these days. I know the park I worked at used to have one, and it got replaced by a different ride because apparently it would just beat the crap out of you. So I never got to ride one. I'd love to know if anybody else has ridden one recently. If there's one in the United States at all still, I don't know, to be honest with you. New throw ride there. Alright, so pace-wise I'm okay with. Maybe a little fast in this section here. But the lateral G's is a little high, and I'm going to guess it's probably in that section there. We'll see, though. We'll see what the stats are. The stats aren't too bad. I might just leave it. So, yeah. Intensity rating is really high. So, if I had to guess, those lateral G's, the really high ones, are coming in here. Could be wrong about that, but let's see here. You know, 3 G's to, yeah, up to 4. So, what I could do is it looks like a pretty simple fix here. I'm going to take these 2 straight pieces out here, and then I'm just going to put some brakes here. I'll have it cranked up like 36, and then I'll do my corkscrew, and then that straight track. So at least we're trying to slow the train down right before the corkscrew, so hopefully it will we won't have as many lateral G's, and that I think is what is getting our intensity rating up so high. So what do we got here stat-wise? Still at a pretty high G load. So we're running an ultra high. The negative, it's the positive 2Gs they're looking at. Alright, so maybe I don't slow it down enough there. Which, if that's the case, I really need to, number one, I need to fix this corner. Which, what I'll do is I'll just drop it down to here. I'll go up a little bit because I wanted to at least has to be at 10 foot. And then we'll turn it. And then we can put the brake. Do a brake there. We're going to delete. We'll put a, I don't know if we'll shrink it up to 30, 31. And then we'll move the corkscrew back just a bit. I have a lot of rides break down, so I want to check that out here shortly. And then we'll test it one more time. So far, so good. Hope it has enough speed to get through the rest of the ride. That's kind of what I was worried about. Ew, it might. That might work a little bit better. We might want to turn up those brakes just a little bit more, just like 40 or so. That should help them a little bit. Yeah, we cut the lateral load down quite a bit. Let's see how the stats are real quick. Yeah, so I'm gonna just turn those up to 30. We'll do 40, just so that we have a little more pacing through there. We'll put. Can we put 3 trains on here? We could put 3 trains on here. Let's go ahead and put 3 trains on there. We'll open it up, and we're going to call it Stand and Shout because you're standing, and you're probably gonna be screaming. Shout. Should just be Stand and Shout. Stand and Shout. There. Let's drop that down to there. And there we go. How's our advertisements doing, by the way? So we got 3 weeks on those. We've been making a crap ton of money the last couple of months because I think we got our advertisements up, working right. We got everything going for us right now. Park ratings at 790. A little concerned about that. Let's go ahead and put a magic carpet ride in there. I didn't think it mattered what side that was on. I need to get the railroad fixed as well because it's been yelling at me if you do that. I think I'm going to go a little bit longer on the stream just so because we're getting so close, and if we really are going to switch to OpenTTD next time, I don't know when the next time I will be back on this game is. So let's figure out what's going on with the railroad here. Where is the mechanic? So let's just go ahead and I'm going to hire just 2 mechanics that are more freelance than anything else that they can go around. So hopefully they can fix some of the rides that either I missed or the game's missed or something like that. And I've noticed now back here we've got quite a bit of throw up here, so yeah, so it looks like we've already got we got to raise that park rating up somehow. So let's just go ahead, let's try to get the path swept up. Let's get all that taken care of first. So handyman, let's go ahead and get a couple of them. Let's get 17 and 18 going here. Just want to get these taken care of. We might lose this game before we win it, so that would suck. Get these guys going. That trash can done. Because of one of our coasters, we might lose this whole park. That would really suck. All right, we're at 7:37 now, so it's going in the right direction. I think it's might just be litter and stuff like that around the park. So let's get this taken care of real quick. Get that taken care of. Hopefully they'll walk towards each other and we get that rest of that cleaned up. Great. And it's even getting worse up here. All right, let's maybe put some trash cans up here. That might help as well. Trash cans up there. There. I know I'm just putting the cheap trash cans in here, but that's okay. Let's see here, we'll get one there. Get one there. There. We got a lot of vandalism as well. Can take care of that. These trash cans are full. Huge amount of litter over here. Let's get that taken care of with some trash cans. You can clean that trash can out. 773 now. It's a little bit better. Yeah, it just seemed like they can build a nice looking park for this game, and yet they have no idea how or to like make it actually operate. And it's sometimes like that. But you would think that with all this stuff around here, you would think they'd be able to, you know, maybe just put trash cans up. I don't know. Maybe a little bit of a gripe, but that's okay. Alright, so we're trying to clean up this area here because it looks like this is a pretty big area for this as well. We'll keep our advertisements up. Looks like we're going in the right direction for guests. We're almost at 3,000 already, which is crazy. We're not even done with year one yet. We're just about there though. 12. There we go. Free food and drink. We'll do candy apples this time because it is fall. Do that. So we get the rest of this cleared up. Are we done with advertising for, or like we are? So let's go ahead and do roller coasters and see if we can get anything else going there. Let's get this all taken care of. This actually might be a damaged bin. There we go. Let's go ahead and have these guys come back around here. It looks like our park rating is going up pretty quick now, so that's good. I think every once in a while this gets kind of out of hand. Like I understand like them getting sick, that's a little bit different reason, but the litter and stuff like that should be pretty easy to resolve. Have them take care of that. And I think I'm okay with how it is now because it looks like we've got most of it under control. Still having a lot of issues. I wonder what's causing it over here. Bet you it's a flashback. So let's go ahead and put a first aid stall here, so that hopefully get rid of. Excuse me. Get rid of some of that in there. Hopefully we can just at least try to. Keep the paths a little bit cleaner so we can probably build one more coaster at least before the stream wraps up. I think it might be over here by Titan. I might use this area here and build a new coaster. maybe. I'm not 100% sold on that idea quite yet. Kind of look around to see what else. Like, really, this is kind of the area we have right now. So let's go ahead. What do we... They don't have anything researching yet. Something maybe they had like a linear induction motor launch coaster, something like that. Maybe we wait and see what they're designing next, because usually I should tell you here shortly what they're going to do. Something interesting, we might go for it. If not, we can always look at something a little different here. All right, I'm not 100% sure what that is, to be honest with you. I'll move this over here. So it's a spiral roller coaster design. I'm not 100% sure what coaster that would be. Unless I'm just oblivious. I'm like, oh, no, duh, that's what that's called. Let's look at see what the spiral... The only thing I think that might have been the Virginia Reel coasters, which that makes sense. But, you know, I think we build a hyper coaster, because why not? And I think what we'll do... elevate it up there. Now I want to check here what kind of... We can do a power launch through here. Power launch, how fast can we make this go? I'll do a 60-mile-an-hour launch. What do you think? Nothing special inversion-wise. So we'll just go out here, and then we'll put a photo section, and then we'll do a nice big arc up here. Because rides like this are really based on airtime. They're not really meant to go upside down or anything like that. It's kind of like wooden coasters. If you think of them like that, we'll kind of round this up a little bit faster. Nice big arch there. And we'll turn it to the left here. The vehicle facing that way. We'll continue out this way. We'll build another big hill here. Why can't I do that? That's odd. I wonder if it's just because it's on a diagonal. I didn't like it. It might be why. All right. It's not going to be quite like Titan, but that's it. That ain't going to work. Let's see here. Do we do a helix here? Maybe a helix up large. Won't fit. All right, let's keep it banked though. Kind of keep it straight and banked, and then we'll do a helix up large. I don't quite know how I get out of this one. Roll it out this way and then down. And then big large. That's a 50-foot, that's a 100-foot. Maybe a nice 40-foot hill there. And then I think we just let it coast down to, I don't know. Maybe we make this corner a bit bigger. And the reason being is that I wanted to have it bring it up here to 40 feet, and then 45 feet. We'll drop it down to 30. So I want to bring it in. I just want to bring it in, turn, but the problem is there's coaster here. So I got to be careful on how I do it. Let's turn it. You know what? Let's bulldoze a bit of the station because we won't need probably that much. But we'll turn it there. We'll put the block brakes here and do brakes. We will turn it. Ooh, I don't know about that. So we still want to turn it. We want it banked. So it's going to come down here pretty quick, I would imagine. So we'll do something like that. gonna put brakes here too. Let's test it out, see how it goes. Got a feeling it's gonna be pretty quick. Hopefully. Hold on 1 second here. Sorry about that, guys. Had a grandmother talk to me real quick, and then I get a text message right at the same time. So, yeah. So let's go ahead and we'll test it here. We'll see how fast 60 really is. All right. I don't think that's a powered launch. Now, for some reason, it went back to block circuit. So we might not be able to do. That's okay. We might not be able to do block circuits with a power launch mode without passing stations. So let's test it now. That was a little aggressive, but it won't go up any higher. Oh, crap. Back it up. Now, so what I'll do is I will get this back over to where it was. I'm going to shoot. I want to cut this hill down just a little bit because we can't make it quite up that hill. So what I'll do is instead of doing just the rounded one, I'll go up to there and then cut it back just a little bit. We're not going to be going that fast, so we can do just a real sharp turn there. I'd like to still roll it. Is it really that tall? What we can do is level off 115 feet. Since we need a little bit of speed, we'll have it go down to 115. And then we can do some wider turns here. Turn it, and then straight. And then we'll test it from there. I thought we could do faster than 60, but apparently not. Looks like that works really well. We'll actually have it going. We can finally get it going over the rest of the ride. Let's see how this looks. I think it looks pretty well. At least it goes around the circuit. I think the pace is pretty good. That launch just looks very violent. But, I mean, I guess technically any launches like that would be kind of violent. So, let's see here. We're about to beat this too, which I think is hilarious. Alright, so we got it. Good stats. I like it. Almost 4 seconds of airtime through the whole ride. Pretty good with that. So, we'll open it up. I think we call it the power hype because of the power launch. Power hype. There we go. Even though we can only have one train on it, I'm still okay with that. Which, let's see here. Let's go ahead and start past a little, I'm going to have to meander just a little bit. I have to make sure that that I can get it. That's not what I wanted to do. I might come out there, but I will have to redo this just a little bit. There we go. Since it's using a dirt path as well, we'll use a dirt path as over here as well. Just go down like this, over, walk under the ride a little bit. We'll come back down the staircase here, and then we'll delete that fence. I just deleted the path there. There we go. So now we got exit and exit. We got the hype train. I should have called it the hype train, which would have been hilarious. But we got that going. We're at 3,300 guests already. Maxed out on the entry fees. Spinning mouse. I'm trying to think what else we need to do here. Not really much else to do. We're kind of just waiting around. This park was actually all the Six Flags parks in this game. I think this is the one that's most filled out already. So I'm not, of course I've never been to this park, so I don't know quite what rides go exactly where. But I think right now we just kind of wait, wait until we get the last few guests in here. See if that's what I was going to do. I was going to see if our advertisers are going. They are still going. Since we have so much more money now, I'll just go ahead and buy the last two to help maybe try to push us over that last little bit. And it shouldn't be too much longer now. But I'll take this time while we're waiting, just kind of tell you what's going on. So Thursday, we are going to be playing Evil Genius again. If you were able to catch that stream, the archive will be up on Twitch. If it's not on there, you can always check it on my YouTube channel, which I have a link just below the stream here. I keep all the I've been archiving all the streams on YouTube as well, so if you did miss one, you can always catch it over there. So this will probably be the last time we come to Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 for a little bit at least. I think next week we're going to play some Open TTD. I'll probably find out like an American map or something like that. We're going to try to see how big of a company we can make in that game. Kind of going with the classic Tuesday games still. Evil Genius, we're going to try to beat the game again still. I think it'd be kind of fun. So we'll keep going there. If you guys are new here, or if you're watching this later on YouTube or whatever, right now it's like I'm trying to get to 50 followers right now. I'm still at 2. We're trying to get there at the end of the month here. Don't quite think I'll make it for that one, but any followers help. Really kind of I'm being like, oh, we just beat it. As I'm talking here, I'm just rattling on we beat the game, or beat this scenario at least. So if you guys want to come check out that stream, I do stream every Tuesday and Thursday. Let me get this in here before it goes away. I do stream every Tuesday and Thursday. Love to have you come out, come and chat. Great, it's a very chill, laid back stream. Tuesdays we play a little more classic games, and on Thursday we play a little more modern games, or some games I enjoy playing. They're a little more modern. Right now we're doing a series in Evil Genius on Thursday, and Tuesdays we'll be starting up the Open TTD streams. So guys, if you enjoyed that, please consider following. I do appreciate that. I'm not taking any donations right now or anything like that. I just prefer to get some followers now to see how things are going to go. And thank you for coming out today. I really enjoyed this stream. Usually, Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 is one of my favorite games. So, if you guys enjoyed it, please, if you haven't already followed, please consider doing that. If you're on YouTube, please like it, and if you want to leave a comment, you're more than welcome to. We get some great feedback from there and some great comments on there as well. So yeah, I will see you guys on Thursday then. We'll be playing Evil Genius. Hopefully maybe getting towards the end of the first island, maybe looking into getting the second island on that. And then next Tuesday, which is actually, if I'm saying St. Patrick's Day, we are going to be playing Open TTD. So hope you guys can come out for that. But if not, guys, thanks for coming out today, and you guys have a wonderful day.